Okay, let's have a look at this exhaust bend here. So we've got a basically bend is symmetrical about this line. Looks like 90 degrees. So we can just assume that because it hasn't got anything otherwise stated. 6mm flanges. We've got centerline radius here. So let's grab a file, new IPT, and the first thing I'm going to do is draw this circle here. So we've got 76.2 OD and ID 74.1. So I'll come back here. Let's start our sketch on XY. Go to circle 74.1 and do another one at 76.2. Finish that sketch. Let's do another sketch on the plane that's perpendicular to that one. It's intersecting it. And I'm just going to grab a line and I'm going to go here, go horizontal out, up, and up again, like that. And we had a distance of 188.1 from here to here. So let's put that in. And because it's symmetrical, I can just go equals here. So I can go equal that one and that one. Now if I put my radius in for this one, it'll be all equal all the way around. So 138.1 there. And that's our path we're going to follow with this tube. So let's go finish sketch. Go to this sweep function here and we'll pick up on this wall thickness of the tube. So just be careful when you're selecting that. Sometimes it will grab both things at once. So you might need to zoom in real close like that. And click over here for path. And we'll click on that line that we just drew there. And we'll go OK. So there's our basic tube. Next thing we'll do is go to materials and make this mild steel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the flange on either one of these, doesn't matter, but I'll just draw it on this one. And I'll make sure I select that edge there. Let's go project geometry and I'll project the inside circle. So what's a good way to start with these sort of things is we find our center points of these holes here. So 104.6. So what I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll drop a line in and I'll make it a construction line. And I'll just put it out the way here for now. Try and keep it horizontal. And I did that just so I can constrain it to this point a bit better. So if I want the center of it to be central to this and horizontal, I'm going to go for a vertical constraint this way to when the green dot shows up there, that way. Then I'm going to go horizontal with that point there to that point there. Let's go dimension, and I think it was 104.6. Like that. Let's go back to our drawing. Yep, that's right. So now we've got two 10mm holes in this, and we've got a radius of 48 for the larger part of it, and a radius of 11.5 for the smaller part. So this is just a standard 3-inch exhaust 2-bolt flange. So let's first turn off construction line for now, and we'll go circle at the end of that line, and we'll make it 10mm diameter. come over here and I'm just going to click off to the side, and I'll go equals between the two circles, so that will also be 10mm diameter. Now I want to do these outer ones, so 11.5 was the radius. So if I don't want to calculate it, I can just go 11.5 asterisk symbol times 2, and that'll give me the right diameter. So I'll do the same thing over here, and I'll just do the same again. So I'll do equals, like that. Come back to the drawing, we have a 48 radius for the bigger part. So let's go circle, and 48 times 2 is 96. So I just figured that out rather than putting the equation in there. Now we need some lines that are tangent between these these three circles. So I'm just going to drop them in there. And you can see it'll occasionally pick up on the tangent. If you put it in just about the right place, it'll grab that tangent point. But you don't have to worry too much about it. You just click it on there, and you can add it afterwards if you can't get quite the right point, as long as it's touching it. And let's just put some tangent constraints where it didn't pick up. So I think between there and there, no, it already exists. So we'll go cancel, and we'll put it between here and here. So that's where it didn't pick up. Let's see if it was here and here. Yep, so that's made it go black. It's happy now. Let's go here and here, and yep, it's happy with that too. And we can see it's fully constrained down here. So now it's just a matter of trimming the excess off, which sometimes can lose some of your integrity of the dimensions or where it's referencing from, but that's okay because we're just going to trim it, get rid of what we don't want. And as long as you don't click and drag on any of these lines, they'll stay exactly where they are. Now I will delete the extra ones I don't want, here and here. And it says 4 dimensions needed now, so it'll probably just need a dimension for the radiuses and maybe a couple constraints, but let's go auto dimension up here and see what's missing. So it was just some tangential ones. So there's our drawing for that flange. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drag over it, right click, copy, because I'm going to use that same drawing on the other side. So I'll just copy it in a moment and it'll stay in the clipboard. Let's go finish sketch and extrude. So I'll make sure it's going to grab everything, and I want to go back the way into the pipe because that 188.1 we put on there is overall. So I want to go back, and it says it's gone to cutting because there's already something there, but we don't want to cut, we'll join it. And we want a 6mm flange, so just type in 6 there. So there's one of our flanges. If I zoom out and I go start a sketch on this surface here, and I'm going to just rotate it around the same way. Project the geometry so we get the center point that we need. Now I should better go right click, paste that drawing we just had, and that's going to plot it on the same point because it's picked up that is the center there. So there's 5 dimensions needed, so let's go auto dimension on this one. And yeah, just needed some concentric constraints stuff. So that's alright. Looks like it's in the right spot to me. And we'll go finish sketch. Now I'm just going to do the same thing, extrude it downwards, just make sure it's going to do the whole thing like that, make sure it's on join rather than cut, and there we have our part. So we can save this now, and I'm just going to oversave this one that I've already got. Let's close out of here and we'll go to a file, new drawing template. So we'll bring in our isometric for a start. So let's come over here to base. And we'll put an isometric view, and that will do for this one. Just make sure our tangent edges are on. That will help show the radius there. Let's drag this up in the corner. Now we need our third angle projections, so let's go to base. And I'm going to start off, and I'm going to do with a 1 to 2. There, and I'm going to start off with the side view. And I'm going to actually make sure tangent edges are off for this one, because then it won't show the end of these radiuses here, which I don't really want it to show in this view. And I'll make sure it's in solid as well. So let's drop this to the side over here. Let's right click and go projected view to front view of it. Right click create, and also here, because we've got we want to do some overall dimensions, but we want more detail on the flange, I'm going to do a section. I'm going to do a detail view here. So I'll click detail, I'm going to click on this part, and I'm going to go a cutout shape. So there's two different cutout shapes. So the one I've got here is a jagged type one, which can be quite good for making it clear to the person making it that that is a section view, because that line wouldn't make sense otherwise. But for this one, I'm going to go and fence shape. We've got circular and we've got jagged. So let's go smooth. I'm going to click in the middle, drag that out, click again, and you can see it's come up with a view that's sitting there. I'm just going to drop this off to the side, and there's our detail view. So that's the smooth edge one, which looks good to me, but again, yeah, it can be a little bit confusing to the person making it. And what I might just do is I'll make this a little bit smaller. It's going to be hard to dimension that. So I'm going to do 1 to 1.5, like that. And now we need to put some dimensions and measurements in this. So let's come over here to annotate, and we'll put some center lines in. So let's do the center of this radius, the center of these two lines. Let's do center points for these circles over here as well. Then it's just a matter of putting the dimensions on there. So I'll do the dimensions for the center line. So I'll click on that center line I just created. I'll drop that down there. I'll do the overall dimensions. I'll do a dimension from center line to edge here, that way. And it's kind of crossing over the other dimensions, so I might move this over a bit. Drag that off to this side just to make it a bit clearer. And also this radius line isn't really going anywhere, so I might come back over here to center point and just put a center point on that radius so it's a bit clearer. And let's dimension from this edge to that center line this way. We need to make it clear it's 10mm hole, so let's click on this one. Put that off to the side there. And the OD of the pipe, so I can probably make that clearest doing it up here. And I'll also add the text that it's the outside diameter, so we'll put OD over here. And on this one here as well, I'll do a dimension of this one, 74.1, and I'm going to put on the end of that dimension ID. Now I just got to dimension the flange itself. So let's put the radiuses here for this one and this one. And let's put our hole centers like that. And I might just move this up and out of the way so it's not crossing over the other one. So that is all you should need to be able to redraw that. So that's all our dimensions that we should need for it, besides the thickness of this flange. So let's put that on there as well. And what I'll do is I'll just drag this off to the side so that it's not interrupting the dimension lines here. Try and line it up with the other one. And there we go. So we've got everything we need in terms of dimensions. So let's just fill out the title block and that's it. So the main views on this were 1 to 2. So let's just go text 1 to 2. Material, mild steel. Put your name here. Alright, let's just line this up a little bit better. It's pretty rough. Alright, let's save that file. And the next thing we'll do is we'll go file, export as PDF. It's also been PDF is good. So let's open up that folder. And here's our new drawing that we just did. So for this one, we're going to get you to put in to Moodle the PDF, the IPT, and the IDW.